out, frenemies in the bees. They just can't figure me out. Figure me out. Yeah. They tryna figure me out. They tryna what? Figure me out. Yeah. They just can't figure me out. Figure me out. Figure me out. Yeah. They tryna figure me out. They tryna what? Figure me out. Yeah. They just can't figure me out. Figure me out.
This joint crank slam. Oh, that's right.
I got that walk, that trip. I got that pop. Yeah, I got that flip. I got that ooh. Yeah, I got that walk, that trip. I got that pop. Lock. Yeah, I got that front. Flip. I got that ooh. Yeah. They say don't get it started, I done started again. They say don't get it started, I done started again. They said that I can't do it, I done it again. They said that I can kill it, I done killed it again. Are you not follow? Are you not killing? Are you not waiting? I don't have a billy. Still used to sell some good green in the Philly. Now it's big and it's worth more than a million. Flow is sporadic, bars is ridiculous. Shout out to Nas, I'm with hip hop is missing. I'm from the district, they say I be tripping. Just like Chico Bean, I just pick up and kill it and kill it and kill it. Boy, I be quiet, but I be taking my business from serious. Give me the peso, don't be an emo. Better pull up for them dollars like Chico. I'm on the payroll, pockets on Prego. I got that sauce, I be spinning out Prego. Only got bosses that sit at my table when there's somewhat profit, so play that tomato. It's like I'm just lying, it's more than bosses. We got an army of troops in the office. I get an army salute when I'm talking. Don't run from nothing, these supposed to make for walking. Don't run from nothing, these turkeys ain't clapping. I cook a turkey and make turkey slapping. I put a thing in the neck of the oven and thank God for giving me food for my stomach. Hold up, no funny, keep the beat running, cause I got something to say to this country. If you can use us to pile up your money, then you can pay us respect cause we earn it. Don't want no government check for 100. Give us our property, spec, let us own it. Slow with us property, tax for the moment until we can reach an agreement. I own it. Rest in peace, Jesse Jackson. I am somebody. Somebody. Who are you? Who are you? Go. Go. Real business, baby.
What's up, fam?
Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. I can't complain.
I feel you. Same here.
Straight up.
Oh, you dressed up and everything, man. I feel underdressed
Oh,
now, man.
this what I do, man. This what I do. Gotta represent.
I feel you. I feel you.
We actually in the studio right now.
Oh, for real?
Uh-huh.
Nice. What you got cooking up, man?
Man, working on a new album called Give 'Em the Blues. About to release another album called The Good Life. Uh I got my wife, she about to drop an album.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh,
Ray
nice.
Nas just dropped his album. Then he got a bunch of singles coming up. So yeah, we got a lot. Then we got a movie called God Got Me that's about to come out.
All right. Hey, yo,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, I see y'all doing y'all thing out there, man. I'm real proud of what y'all doing.
I
Um,
appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you too, fam. So like for real, so I'm gonna have to do you right because you're doing your thing. So I gotta give you this hot intro. So, hey, check this out. Peace and blessings and love to everybody. You're not tuned in with your boy AD from Pusha, Independent Radio and Indie Heart, where we bring you dope artists, dope music, and dope interviews all around the globe. I'm gonna speak it into existence. So
Real
I'm your
business.
host, AD. So we gonna plug into the independent music culture. Tonight, I got a special guest out here that's doing his thing. He's just not a artist. He's a brother. You know what I'm saying? He's doing a lot of things in his community as an activist, an actor, fashion designer. This one when I saw on your page, I said, "Oh, he's a poet." I said, "All right, bet."
Yes,
And
sir.
entrepreneur representing the DMV area. He's connected with Real Business LLC, Saya Community Partner of the Year, and he has also stepped into the acting world with appearances including Fathers on Tubi. So I want y'all to show some love for your boy, Tone Butter.
Real business. What's happening? What's happening?
Hey yo, so how you feeling tonight, man?
Man, I'm feeling, man, look, as long as God is good, I'm good, man.
Hey man, I love
I'm
it.
blessed and I ain't worrying about the stress. You hear me?
I feel you. I feel you on that. I feel you. So like we gonna get into it. So for the listeners who may be hearing about you for the first time,
Hmm.
let them know who Tone Butter is.
I go by the name Tone Butter. It's my stage name. I'm a brother that grew up in Washington, D.C. Um, I'm a soul rap artist, soul rap hip hop. I call my genre, I created my own genre. It's called soul rap. Being as though I am a follower of Christ, but at the same time, I didn't want to, I wanted to branch out and, the Holy Spirit just led me to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
feel like my music is not just for the Christian community. So my reach and my audience is for those who may have no association with Christians or church, you know what I mean? So I call it
Right.
soul rap because I want my music to reach everybody. I want my story and my testimony to associate with others who may not have the same faith or belief that I have. Everybody does have a soul, you
Right.
know what I mean? And
Agree.
what the way I deliver, it comes from my soul by the way of the Holy Spirit. So, from my soul to yours. That's the basically the breakdown of why I call it soul rap. I'm an actor as well. I'm a professional actor. Like you just announced, I'm in multiple movies on Tubi, Amazon Prime, Hulu. You know what I mean? I'm also a poet as well and an advocate, a community advocate, and an advocate for a lot of different causes. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll be on here all day if I keep going down but just to sum it up, just to make it short and brief.
Hey man, look, you ain't gotta make it
See,
short and brief. You ain't
yeah,
gotta make it short and brief.
CEO of Real Business Music. These three stars right here is one of our logos that represent, you know what I'm saying? So basically each star, for those who never knew what the three stars mean, because I am from DC, for one, those three stars represent and also Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Trinity, because the God is the one who gave me the organization. So Real Business Music is based on the scripture Luke 2:49, when Jesus looked at his parents and said, "Why do you search for me? Don't you know I must be about my Father's business?" So it's giving God the glory with our talents and gifts, being about the Holy Father's business. So that's what Real Business Music stand for. And I'm also the founder of Real Business Apparel, the clothing line as well. So yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you
Other
got
than
that,
that,
you putting out that fire, man. Uh
praise be to the Lord, man. I thank
Amen.
God for all that He doing, because it once wasn't like this, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm here to just share my testimony and do what I do. He saved me, and now it's my job to keep my end of the bargain, and lay down my life and do what's right for Him. You know what I mean, and follow the Lord and do what the Lord tell me to do. You know what I mean?
So with you starting your business, what made you start your business and what gave you the artist? Like, because I know like people they start their own music
Mhm.
label and artists just come out. So how did God send the artists that you needed your way?
So I went through a lot of different phases with this music thing. Far as the artists that I have now, they like it was divine interventions. It was, well, let me say, divine connections. It was
Right.
divine encounters and connections. Like my wife is one of my artists. Totally divine connection. You know what I
Right.
mean? That happened by the way of God. I waited, and I stayed submitted and stayed in the presence of the Lord, and He promised me that He would send me a wife. I waited and it happened. You know, I actually met my wife at a Christian radio station through another good family friend of mine,
Okay.
named Bishop Wall. So I met him. You know, that's a good brother of mine as well, who is also associated with the Real Business Music family. I know you haven't seen him or heard of him, but I actually met my wife through him.
Okay.
So he had a an interview. I think I forgot the name of the Christian radio station, but it's here in the DMV.
Right.
And I went with him, and he would constantly keep telling me about her, and her mom and her sister are all very, 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 very great and anointed singers. But he will always keep talking, my man, this one you gotta hear it, man. She man, da, da, da. So you
Yeah.
know, and by him being on the label at the time, it was like it's like, it's like, all right, you know, I understand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You find something, but I trusted the fact that if he's saying that so much because of his character at the time, you know what I
Right.
mean? Is if he's saying that, I need to see it.
Yes,
Like, as
sir.
if he's
Amen.
giving that much accolades, like I can't wait to see it. So, and
Yeah.
it was everything and more than what I expected when I first heard her. You know what I mean? Because at the time, it was just me and him
Right.
on the label. It was just me and him. And because of course I'm also an artist on the label, on
Right.
my own label, you know what I mean? So just me and him. And God promised me that too. He would promise me that he would send, through prayer and submission, just being in his presence. The Lord promised me that he would send the artists, the people that he wanted to be a part of this business, this organization, this
Yeah.
music label that he gave me. So ultimately, it was everything by him. He gave it to me. Then it was up to me to submit to him and allow him to make the provisions and provide for it. And that's one of the things. He said, I will send singers. I will send the people who I feel as though are fit and suitable for what I'm doing with this. And
Right.
he did just that. Me and Ray Nas, we met. We I never had heard of Ray Nas. I never knew who he was. And me and my wife, we had got invited to she had got invited to perform at a album release party. Shout out to the brother Nate World Changer. That's fam.
All right.
Um
Yeah.
we went out, and while we were there, we loving the whole atmosphere. Bro doing his thing up there on the mic for his album release party, and he also had brought other artists up to perform with him at his
Right.
album release party. So while we there, and shout out to Pastor Curtis too, DK. He was the one who reached out to us and inquired about my wife performing there. So shout out to brother Pastor Curtis, DK. Um, Also formerly known as Demon Killer. He's a rap artist from Washington, D.C., a Christian
Right.
rap artist and a DJ. But while we were there, we up there, we scoping out the scene, we looking at the performances. And one of the things that I was talking to the Lord about a lot, and with the other, with my wife and others, like I wanted to bring back, remember back in the 90s, that hip hop and that reggae, that
Yeah.
time where it was a
Music was
thing.
authentic.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I want to bring that back. I want to have it, because my wife is also a Caribbean artist. But
Right.
I wanted a male Caribbean artist to kind of bring that hip hop and reggae vibe back. Like I think that was Super Cat and Biggie in them, like that
Yeah.
vibe right there. I wanted to bring that back. And this is where I first was introduced to Ray Nas Peoples. They did a song called I Hold My Bible Like a Draco or something like that. I think that's the name of the song. If I mess it up, forgive me, y'all. But they did
It's
a
all right.
song,
It's all
and
right,
he
man.
came up. His turn came, and he had on this black jacket with white sleeves, like an old a Letterman's jacket with OG on it. And he stepped up and grabbed the mic, and he had his own unique style with kind of like his own Caribbean twist with the hip hop, and it blew me away. I was like, oh, I was tapping my
Got to
wife
get him.
like, hey, I gotta work with this dude. I'm like, he's what we've been looking for. It was like God unctioned it at the time. Like you gonna work with him. But the crazy part was, though we had met each other, greeted each other and everything, I forgot. I think we exchanged cards, but something happened where I lost it, or I think I gave him my card or something like that. And I think he said he lost. It was something like that, but we
Right.
never got to link up. And I was like, man, I just felt it. I felt it in my heart. I felt it in my gut, like this is supposed to be a connection. So time passed. I kept telling my wife, like, dang, man, I felt like we were supposed to connect, like we supposed to do some work together. And she, through prayer and submission unto the Lord, by the way of the Holy Spirit, she had even mentioned to me, like, if it's God's will for it to happen, it will
It's
happen.
gonna happen.
So funny part about that, little time passed, and brother Nate actually invited me to do a performance with him with a song I have on one of my projects called Never See Me Coming. I have a song featuring Nate World Change on there called Covered in Blood.
Right.
So he invited me out at this church, I think this African church out in well, don't let me get it wrong. It's out in Maryland somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And he invited me out. So going there thinking nothing of it, just focus on the mission at hand to go out there and do our thing with the song. As we in there before we perform, and I'm watching the other performers come on stage, here goes this guy again, the hip hop with the Caribbean style. And I'm like, that's the dude.
Yeah.
That's the dude. So I get excited because I'm like, this time I'm gonna lock it in.
Yeah.
Because just like my wife said, if it's the Lord's will, then it will happen. So after that, me and him greeted again, and we locked it in this time, and was like, look, this is the Lord for sure. I heard him. Me and my wife confirmed it. It's like, I know in my spirit this is the Lord. He said the same thing. We locked it in, and we've been locked in ever since. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And doing great things, what I'm saying, in the Lord and for the community and with our music and talents and gifts. And, we brothers, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
brothers. So we also got a collab album called Blood Brothers.
Right.
So, that nothing but God connection. So, just to kind of summarize that, that's how God did it, man. God did it his way. God did it
Yeah.
his way.
Yeah, and I feel you on that because listening to your story is kind of like mine. Shout out to Mr. Core Stevens.
Shout out to
Uh,
Mr. Core.
and so it's 25 years leaving high school, met her
Mm-hmm.
through a friend at a show, and was
Right.
like, hey, like she was supposed to show up to the show, but something happened.
Right.
Then we end up getting connected, and I this is new.
Right.
So she was like, yo, she wanted, we started a show and it was like, yo, you can do this, you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and now I'm out here doing interviews. I think about my band, shout out to Lock Band,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Chuck, Isaiah, Rodney, Cam, um, Shania. Shout out to those guys because I was at a artist shed when I met my homeboy Chuck. So he's like
Mm-hmm.
my right hand.
Right.
Um, I brought my equipment in, and he was like, "Yo, I want you to come up here and play."
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like, "Man, like I like what you're doing." He prayed about it a lot. We
Right.
saw each other again at an album release where I was like, "Hey, that's you." He's like, so we locked in. And he was like, "Yo, let's work together." He's been like, he's like, I don't have any brothers or sisters, but he's like blood.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
he's been there, and we've been hanging together, and pretty much my band is like family. So it's like we met in crazy, like, guy needed a drummer.
Right.
And I
Right.
showed up and he was like, all right, yo. So I was like, yo, if you need something, let me know. He was like, bet. If you need something, let me know. So we all like got close knit as like a family because pretty much it's crazy because we did a women's history event
Mm-hmm.
last week and we talked about so all these interviews are pretty much confirming a lot because we've been talking about alignment.
Right. Right.
So it's
Yes.
like
Yes.
everything
Yes.
is aligned and how it's supposed to be.
There you
Uh,
go.
Even with what you're doing, like meeting
Mm-hmm.
you, um, it just aligned perfectly that we were able to meet.
Right.
and you're doing what you're doing for the community,
Mm-hmm.
also putting out music. I didn't know about the poetry, but I was like, oh, okay, he's a poet,
Mm-hmm.
and I look at what you're doing in the DMV with the community, and I guess my question is,
Mm-hmm.
what advice would you give? Because we did on our show,
Mm-hmm.
me and Jakor, we did on our show about the 10 commandments
Right.
that any artist should follow. And
Mm-hmm.
one of them was pretty much like just not doing music, but giving back.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
so I guess like my thing would be, what would be your advice for artists
Mm-hmm.
that's in the area that feels like nobody's hearing them, but they also want to, just not just get back with their musical talent, but with like just to give back because it's like pretty much people giving back to them. Like, what would be your advice on that?
Well, talking about alignment first, me personally, uh, my advice would be this. I think that first they should seek alignment so that they can know where to properly place themselves to use or give back with what they have. So seeking alignment with God first and having that personal, really, and even if you feel like, well, I'm not religious or none of that. No, you don't have to be religious to have a relationship with God.
Right.
Just get in his presence, talk to him. He will show you, he will guide you. Your prayers will be answered, especially if you're seeking righteous things. If you're seeking things that are right and wanting to do things the right way, God will show you where you belong, where
Right.
you should go. He will connect you with the people who you need to be connected with in order for you to give back or deliver what he's already given you. You know what I mean? So that would be my advice. Seek alignment first so that you can align with your tribe or the audience or the people. Because with the gifts, with the talents, with the testimonies that we had, the
Hmm.
struggles we've been through, we all have an audience to
Yep.
give back to. You know what I mean? Just like a person who may once was an inmate, their giving back may be geared more to people who are in the same struggle that you were once in.
Right.
For those who may have been in the streets, for those who might have been abused, been in domestic violence relationships, your audience may be somebody that's going through it right now, and God will place you there. So seeking alignment is I've just me personally, just led by the Holy Spirit, seeking alignment to be led by the Holy Spirit so that you can be properly placed where you needed to be and rooted so you can give back and flourish in
Right.
what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So even with flourishing and stuff, I guess my other thing would be like when people do that, like
Mm-hmm.
I think it's about like motives as well. So
Right, right,
and nobody can. I know you have to have discernment on like people's motives and stuff because I know like sometimes you want to do things and it's like, hey, I see Tone Butter doing this, so let me jump on Tone Butter's uh, ventures. But
right,
I ain't
right.
really there for Tone Butter, but I'm there because I know he's out there, he's doing movies, he's doing this and that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um, so how do you? I mean, I know it's more of discernment and alignment, but how do
right.
you
Facts.
deal with stuff like that?
I mean, you really summed it up. I mean, I hate to give a short answer, but I just always want to be true and honest. Through the Lord's discernment, because sometimes it's hard. You don't know. We can't see the motives of people's heart. I mean,
Right.
you can say, it'll be cliche to say judge people by their actions, but that's a 50-50 thing because
True.
sometimes people actions don't line up with their motives.
Right.
Sometimes the actions look better than what the motive actually is about than the intent. So, somebody can come to you real smiling faces, giving gifts. Some people will give gifts to you to get in your good graces or support you just in return for you to find out that they never was for you in the first place. So
Right.
you need the Lord's discernment to be able to discern, because the Lord will give you discernment of the intent before you even see an action. Before
Yep.
action is even committed, God will show you somebody like, don't even engage with them.
Yep.
Don't engage with them. And you might not understand it, but if you listen to it, you'll be blessed by it. You know what I mean?
Right. I
So yeah,
agree.
it's just, man, for me personally, I just stay in the Lord's presence, man. Just stay keeping my ears open to the voice of God to hear him to give me direction on who to deal with, who not to deal with, what business moves to make, what business moves not to make. If you really tap in with God, man, God will guide you in the most perfect way. It won't be the way that you think, but it'll
Yep.
be the most perfect way. He'll have you to not sign a contract that may look good to you,
Yep.
and they smiling across the table like, yeah,
Sign
offering
it.
you a big lump sum of money, with you not knowing that maybe in the dotted lines or in between the lines that you really about to get finesse.
Yep. True.
And discernment will lead you right around it. So
So
yeah, that's just my thing.
I got you on that. But taking it a step further, what does support look like for you?
Mm. So support comes in many different forms. The way I look at it, support comes in many different forms because some people who may support you in one season, their support may diminish in another season. You'll have some people who come along and are not just seasonal people, but they'll be with you, through the whole journey. But you'll have some come, and you'll have some who are sometimey. They support you
Mm-hmm.
then, they support you now. But I think the thing with me is just appreciate it while you have it, but doesn't do not make focusing on the support of people your priority. Focus on your approval of God and your support from God, because people are fickle, man. People are sometimey.
Yep.
People got things going on in their own life as well, to where in this season they may be good and in the next season they may be down. You know what I mean? So you can't focus on things that constantly change just like this. You can't make that your number one focus. It's like appreciate it while it's there, but keep it going. Stay focused on God, because God's support never changes. If
Right.
he's called you into something, it never changes. If somebody leave, he's gonna be there. He's gonna be able to always fill that spot. When other
Right.
people ain't clapping, God is gonna always be a clapping to what he approves of.
Right.
So if he approves of it, God is going to always celebrate you. He's going to always cheer for you, no matter who don't. You may
Yep.
have people that feel a certain way about you that may be offended or even be wrongfully offended by you, because sometimes people are wrongfully offended because they feel like you did something to them that you might have not done or that they might have done to you. So you're going to go through all of that with people. Like I said, so it's just appreciate it while you have it. If you support me now, and I appreciate it. Like I hear a lot of people will always say, don't forget about the little people when you make it. And I laugh at that because I always tell people, if you supported me and your intents and motives were good concerning me, you'll never be little in my eyes.
Facts.
The only people that I will see as little people are those who hated and plotted on my downfall.
Right.
Those are the little people in my eyes, because as God has taken me to the top, I'm not even going to be able to see you no more.
True.
I ain't gonna be able to hear you, so you small to me. But if you had good intentions toward me, and you know what I mean, and didn't mean me no harm or try to sabotage me, no one is little in my eyes. Because even the smallest act of support is a big thing, especially on this journey that we on, and
Yeah.
especially on a faith journey where you don't understand everything God is doing. So you
Right.
can get into these, you could get into times where you like, man, and when you really walking with God concerning certain things, I mean concerning your journey or your calling or whatever you're doing, it's you're not going to be able to figure everything out,
Yep.
and it's tough, and sometimes you're going to feel like you by yourself and nobody understands what you're doing. It's just like Noah building the ark, and God is promising you that a flood of favor is coming, but everybody else looking at you like you're doing something
I don't know.
foolish.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be times where you just going to have to trust that God is going to be the only one you can trust and look to for approval and celebration, because you people will be some people won't even get on and support you until you win.
Right.
And that's a
I
real
agree.
thing. Some people won't support you like you may want or expect until they see success. And often when it comes to people, they judge success by money,
Right.
because they won't be able to see the vision that God only gave you. So they want to see how profitable it is.
Right.
Because you can have a great vision and a great talent and be doing a great thing, and people could look at the fact that, well, I don't really see the numbers like that, and I don't see the money coming in like that, and they overlook it. And they say,
Yep.
okay, you got your little hobby and stuff. I get it. You're chasing your dream, but it doesn't mean that you don't have gold at the same time. So I don't look to people for approval, because then
All
you'll
right.
have those who also have their opinions about what you're doing that is in opposition to what God has already told you that he gave you, or what God has already shown you that he's going to do with it. So I
All
don't
right.
look to people for approval. I always just look to God. Like, is this the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Because he's the one that's going to give me the strength to keep going. He's the one that's going to provide me with the provisions and the connections and the resources that I need. People, man, people, listen, the same people that cheer for you today will crucify you tomorrow. So you
Facts.
can't you can't focus on people. It could be family, friends, be your closest relatives. One day they speak good about you, the next day they saying something else. So you can't focus on people's approval. You gotta stay tapped in and stay locked in with God. That's just me personally.
Yeah, I feel you. But what I guess I'm gonna take it a little step further than that,
Mm-hmm.
because I know that we're in the DMV, and
Mm-hmm.
I know you probably heard it as well as being an artist, where people in DMV feel like they don't pretty much we don't support our own.
Right.
What is your opinion on that?
Uh I mean, can't act like that's not a true statement, but that may be true for some, and it may not be true for others, because you do have guys and people in the DMV who have a outstanding support system, but you
Hmm.
do have a majority that don't. You do have artists that people really take to, that's from home, that have the city, that have the DMV backing them and showing them love. And you do have kind of like the cliques and everything, where if you in they clique, then they support you. If you're not in they clique, then they ain't rocking with you. My thing is just this. Sometimes you do have to leave from a common place to get uncommon support.
Right.
Sometimes you do have to travel. Sometimes you do have to go to another place where they're not familiar with certain things concerning you, or they're not familiar with a certain sound, to where you could be new and fresh. Because like I said, sometimes it takes for you to win, for people that's close to you and in proximity to you, to become a true believer that what you got, even though you already had it. I've been doing music in the DMV for 20 something years now. And music go through its different phases. Certain
Yeah.
seasons I had more support than I had in others. A lot of my support had often came from out strangers and out of towners.
Yep.
And one time in one era though, I had a lot of support from home, because of my sound, because of the way I carry myself. They related to it. But sometimes when you got a gift, or sometimes it's just people. That's why I say you can't put your full confidence in people. Sometimes
Facts.
people are just, they like what they like. Sometimes they just don't. They be your closest friend. You would expect me, like, you should be support me, but I learned this too. Don't nobody owe you support.
Right. I
It's
agree.
your job to carry out the vision and make them a believer. They don't owe you. They don't have to support you, whether brother, sister, mother, father, whoever. They don't have to support you. We would want that. You would think that would be the most integral, moral, right thing to do, to support your own, support your people. But it's more our responsibility, because sometimes that's the challenge for you to go harder. That's the motivation that some artists actually needed to succeed, to where you see the people around you not give you that support and make you go harder, because something in us as human beings, that when we are rejected, it motivate us to succeed even more. Or when we don't have the right support, or the right backing, or when somebody downplay us or overlook us, it motivate us to use our gift, or to go even harder with what we're doing. But here, it's like that. Like I said, that's true for some and not true for others. But it's like if people were to understand how more powerful we can be if everybody was to come together, but
Yep.
that that makes sense. But it's it's another side to that as well because everybody don't do the same thing. So
Right.
it's not everybody don't like just because certain people might not like the style of music somebody else do. It might go against their core values or their integrity or the way that they respect certain things, the way they respect women, the way that they might not like that. And it's okay if they don't support it. That's not, you know what I mean? If that's not their thing. So it's kind of a two-edged sword with that because everybody don't have to support you. But
Yep.
what you should focus on is the audience that's for you will draw to you if you stay consistent and do your thing. You know what I mean? The audience that's for you will draw to you. Sometimes the people around you are not your audience.
Yeah.
Just because they grew up with you, just because they know you, just because they related to you, sometimes that's not your audience.
Right.
But the audience that's for you will see you if you continue to stay consistent and do your thing.
Yeah. So and the reason I asked you that because I hear a lot of artists in the area that say, you know, I don't deal with the DMV because they don't do this, that, and the third. But I
Right,
sit here
right.
and I look around and I'm like, sometimes you have to put yourself out there. Sometimes,
Yeah,
you know, you
yeah.
it's like sometimes you have to go to stuff that because even as me being having my own label as well, one thing with artists I would deal with would
Mm-hmm.
be like I would just tell you to go to a spot. I don't know who's gonna be there, but like I
Right.
tell people like you never know who's gonna be there. So I might tell you, hey, go to this little church, might be a
Facts.
little bar and lounge, but I don't
Facts.
know if who you know people don't know who's gonna be there.
Right.
They go in there and they're like, and then they see like somebody like you or another artist like, hey, you know, I've been looking for a singer for like a couple weeks.
Right. Right.
And like some people like, you know, look at it like, I don't want to do that because that's out of my comfort zone. And I said sometimes you gotta be uncomfortable
Yes, you
with
do.
with a lot of things because I look at even looking at your promos with your digital
Mm-hmm.
promos that you do for your songs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit there and I'm like, man, these guys they go above and beyond.
Shout out to my
And
wife, man. Shout out to my wife.
yeah,
That's all her work.
she
Shout out
cooking
to
with
Hannah
those
G.
she cooking with those that promotion. And I ask when I look at the time and effort, like, do
Mm-hmm.
you guys get like discouraged like that with the work that you're putting in? Like, let's say if you're not getting the reception that you
Mm-hmm.
want, or if you are getting the reception that you need.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we definitely get discouraged. We all go through it because, like I said, it's a thing to be. It's one thing to be operating off of walking in your calling and walking in your purpose. And it's another thing to be the first of something that you don't have a blueprint for. I don't
Right,
have nobody in my family or related to that's doing what I'm doing. So
right,
we're building an arc. All of us. We're really building an arc with this business, with the way we do things. So yes, it gets discouraging because you can sometimes the road to success don't it often don't feel good, and it often don't feel like success when you building and you don't have the support that you expect, even with just shares and likes when you
yeah,
don't have the support that you expect to have. It can get very discouraging. It can get very discouraging when the money isn't coming right away and
right,
you like, man, am I doing this for nothing? But that's why it's important for us to be rooted in God, because when we go through those seasons and be able to hear God's voice, we're able to encourage each other in the Lord to keep going when God gives us reassurance that we see. That's the reason why it's not to get focused on people, because people even unknowingly can can influence that discouragement. Say, hey man, you think you might want to try something else?
yep.
Hey man, you think you might want to have a plan B or C? And you got God in your ear telling you that plan A is going to work. I
It's
just
gonna
need
work.
you to trust me. Stay down. And you'll have people and family and friends, and they feel like they want what's best for you, but they don't know what's best for you like God knows.
Yeah.
Half the people don't even know what's best for themselves, but
True.
they'll try to tell you, and it's not always in malicious intent, but regardless, even if you don't mean no harm, you still can cause harm. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's why it's important to not put your confidence in people. Sometimes you not having the support you expect will be the reason why you win.
Yep.
Because it'll keep all the hearsay, it'll keep all the chatter, unnecessary opinions out of your
Out of
mind.
your.
Because sometimes that's the worst thing you struggle and fight with on this journey, this entrepreneurial journey, this independent grind. Sometimes the main thing that you fight and struggle with is the opinions of others who never done what you done before, who never had a hold on, I'm getting a call on my phone. My bad, brother.
Oh no, you good, man.
This Reynard's Peoples. Bro, I'm gonna call you back. I'm in the interview. All right. Yeah, that's Reynard's Peoples right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to bro Reynard's Peoples.
Yeah,
He
you doing
must
the
have
thing.
he probably knew I was on the interview. He tried to get some airtime. He gonna laugh when he see this. But yeah, that's just how I personally feel about it, bro. Like on this independent grind, and you can get discouraged when things don't happen right away. But if you lean and if you depend on God, I'm telling you, He's gonna always, always, always come through. He's gonna always come through. So it's not like what we always tell each other. It's we're not chasing a dream. We're pursuing a calling. See, chasing a dream, it can be a hit or miss.
Yep.
But pursuing a calling, that means God has already established what he's going to do. All you got to do is walk in what he tell you to do. It's going to happen. Chasing a dream, you can sometimes you'll realize that dream was not your reality.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Every dream is not your reality. And that's the importance of having discernment. Because you could be chasing one thing and really called to do another thing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's a lot of people's lives. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I just, with me, I just feel like I know it's gonna sound funny for audiences that's listening, but a lot of things I'm gonna say at the end is you gotta lock in with God. You gotta have that
Yep.
alignment, man. You gotta have that alignment. People are fit, people are sometimes. Can't put your confidence in people. Love them, but you can't always trust them and put your confidence and look to people for your approval, especially for them to approve something that they don't even have an understanding of that God has shown you or is doing with you that they never seen happen in their life.
All
You
right.
know what I'm saying? You got family members who never even thought about doing what you're doing.
Yep.
So their opinion and advice is only going to be based off of their reality, not
Yep.
yours. You know what I mean? So that's just me personally.
I like that. I like what you hitting on all points. When they hear this on these podcasts on these multiple platforms, they're gonna
Real
definitely be like,
business.
man, they're gonna really be in tune to this.
Real
So I
business.
got one other a couple more things, but I just want to know where did you get your vision for real business music, and what is the vision that going forward for what you trying to accomplish?
So funny as it is, when I started real business, it came from it was a street thing. We used to say it in the street. I was selling drugs. I was a hustler. Always was a hustler. I shoot growing up, I never had a job. I ain't had no summer job. I sold drugs. That's what I did. So at that time of my life, that's what was real business. That's what we say each other. I make a drug deal, I dap somebody up, real business. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
was chasing money. It was get rich or die trying with me. But when I gave my life to the Lord, when I laid down my life and gave it to the Lord, when the Lord saved me, he turned that negative into a positive. And that's where the scripture came in from, Luke 2:49, to it being about the Father's business. And it was like God was letting me know, like, you want to know what real business is for real? Do what I tell you to do and you're
Right.
going to see real business. And ever since it been up. So the vision going forward is that we're going to keep doing what the Lord tell us to do, and we're going to keep winning. Shout out to the whole Real Business Music family. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got a new album that's about to drop called The Good Life. Shout out to my bro, YP the Prophet. Shout out to brother Amos and Tenable Music. Um, I don't know, I don't have the date and time yet, but it's dropping real soon. It's called The Good Life, and it's really just, this album right here is really luxurious. It's very prophetic, and not in a religious way. It's just us speaking. It's us speaking into existence
Right.
what God has already shown us in visions of the lives that we are about to live and that we're living already. You know what I mean? So it's called The Good Life. The joint is, it's a hip hop album. I got my wife on there, R&B. Got my brother YP the Prophet. Shout out to my bro, who's also from Washington D.C. And I got my bro Ray Nas Peoples on that joint. We got We got some hip hop R&B on the joint. We got some hip hop Caribbean style. We got some. This joint gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And it's grown. It's a real grown vibe, real grown. You know what I mean? So this joint gonna be, yeah. This gonna be one of my favorite joints to drop.
All right. You know the deal. When you drop that, send that to me
For
so I
sure,
can
I
push it.
got you. Look, we locked in, man. We fam. Matter of fact, when I get off here, I've been told you I gotta keep my word. I'm gonna send you a bunch of songs that I already told you that I was gonna send over. Just
All
been
right.
getting kind of, getting caught up recording and doing this, that, and the
Hey,
third.
hey.
But tonight, I'm sending them joints. Even the joint I just dropped called "Dropping Bombs," I'm sending that joint straight over to you.
What was your inspiration from dropping bombs?
Uh, it was like it's a conversation basically I was having when I was just in the presence of God. It was a conversation about, like, people are not about to see this coming. I was kind of just asking them and consulting to them about questions about the war and everything going on. And he was like, don't focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on what I got you doing. And he let me know, it was like, I'm about to drop you like a bomb. Like, you about to blow up and they not about to see it coming. And it was like, okay, dropping bombs. Like, okay, real business. Like, it's basically a metaphorically saying, I'm dropping like a bomb. Like,
I
I'm
like it.
finna blow up. You not
Yep.
even about to see it coming.
And you definitely blowing up. Now I do
Appreciate
I
that,
do
fam.
know when I be listening, right? I want to know
Uh,
what these metaphors about these turkey gizzards and things.
oh,
I'm I'm like, yo, he be on it. But
hey,
I always want to ask you, like, man, what's on that?
I love the fact that you asked me that because I love to break it down. I ain't gonna hold you. So I
All
mean,
right,
what bar you want to go with first? I'll break it down for you.
just break it all down.
So I mean, basically, like I said, a lot of times my thing is this: a lot of my metaphors may be very spiritually inclined, but I know
Okay,
that everybody is not spiritually aligned. So
right.
I have to break it down or spit it in a way of parable form. So I may say something that, for the person who may not be spiritually inclined, but still can get it on the surface.
Gotcha,
But it's like, even though you get it on the surface, there's still another part to it if you go deeper.
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So if you sit down and really listen and tune in, it's like, oh, I heard when he said this that grabbed me, but now I'm listening back to it like, damn, he really saying something deeper than what I thought he was saying.
Right.
So it be that, and just, coming from that era where bars and metaphors was the thing. You know what I'm saying? Today's rap generation, a lot of it is about the vibe.
Yeah.
They may do a yeah, 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 through half the whole song. But I come from an era where your bars and metaphors was, yeah, that was important. So I still have that side of me, like, I'm gonna spit. I'm gonna be clever. I like to be clever. I like to be witty. I like to still say something that make people, ooh, you heard what he said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from that era, so yeah,
Yeah, because I
I,
remember when you sent me that joint, I was like, yo, I said, because I had to really like listen to it again. And I
right,
was like, I said, because, like people was just sending music.
right.
And I was just like, I would just, save it and send it. So it was one day I was just listening to, Pusha or whatever. And I heard this song and I was like, so I had to go back. I was like, man, who sings this song? And I was like, yo, these bars, like he's like really dropping these bars. Like, and I said, and so when I started listening to it, I was like, yo, man, this guy right here, I definitely got to holler at this guy because
I
this guy
appreciate
is
that,
really
fam.
like pretty much, because even with everybody on your label, it's like y'all giving that 90s to early 2000 vibe.
Facts. Facts.
It's not the yeah, you know what I'm saying, you know what up, it's like yo, it really got you thinking like yo, like I really want to know what he's really thinking when he's doing it, and I can tell that you put a lot of passion into what you're doing, and it's
Facts.
good that you got artists that shares the same passion as you because
Yes, yes.
once you got that,
Alignment,
man,
brother.
it's
Alignment for
alignment.
sure.
So we also I need to ask you about how do you I mean I know you do your thing MCing and all that, but like
Mhm.
I want to know how you got into like poetry. And let's talk about your feature in Feathers.
Hmm. Oh, and feathers.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. First and foremost, just to piggyback off the last thing we was talking about, I always got to say this: God is my ghostwriter. For sure, for sure. So that's where the bars really come from. I always tell people I'm just spitting proverbs. You hear me? And so
Back.
when I'm dropping bars, I'm just speaking proverbs. You hear me? So, but to go in the poetry thing, the funny thing is this: I started doing. A lot of people knew me as a poet before they ever knew I was a rapper.
Okay.
I started doing. So you have some people who still are more acquainted with Tone Butter, the poet, the poetic minister, instead of Tone Butter, the soul rap artist, the recording artist.
Right.
But I started doing poetry live before I ever was doing rap live. Ever. I've been rapping daggone it all my life though, but live and professionally, I started doing poetry first. I started
Mm.
doing poetry for organizations like shout out to Miss Mignon Anderson from Washington D.C. in the Lakeisha Brown Foundation. It was a foundation founded by Miss Mignon Anderson, who also shares the same birthday as me, August 7th. Shout out to my sister. Um, Her daughter was killed in Washington D.C. due to
Mm.
domestic violence. So I did a lot of work with, as a community advocate and just a supporter, because growing up in DC, I experienced a lot of those same hardships with the
Right.
murder and the killing and losing people and the violence. So God used me to be an advocate in that lane. And they accepted me with open arms and at their events they would ask, could I come up and do, did I want to come and do poetry? They would host events and everything. And in my poetry, I call myself the poetic minister because through my poetry, God, the Holy Spirit would lead me to write poetic sermons.
Right.
It wasn't just poems, but they were like poetic sermons. So that's how I actually started live.
Mm.
So a lot of people still, and a lot of women, like women were very supportive of me, but and that's in return because I was supportive of them. And
Right.
I am supportive of them, you know what I mean? And especially for causes like domestic violence and suicide prevention and
Yeah.
bullying prevention. So I was doing poems and stuff. I was doing poems in churches. Man, I would probably be doing I did the bus boys and the poets. I would probably be doing poetry events probably like it was like every other day for a while.
Right.
Yeah, we had our own showcase at one time called the Real Business Showcase. Shout out to Shirley Laster and that she's a family friend of mine. We call her Pearl. And my and please I will ask everybody to keep her and her family in their prayers. She just lost her brother Harvey. So, I ask anybody who's listening, to please keep her and her family in their prayers and your prayers. But yeah, man, we had our own showcase called the Real Business Showcase. I partnered with her and we would bring poets out. We actually used to do it at the what's that over there by Iverson Mall? What's the name of that place? It's called Rio Buffet and Grill.
Yeah.
We used to do that drink every weekend at Rio, and we used to pack it out. So we used to have poets, hip hop artists, singers, and it was a grown atmosphere, So I also used to do my poetry there as well. And I still have a lot of my poetry events recorded on YouTube, on Facebook, and everything. So yeah, and
Sounds good.
feathers. Shout out to my sister Tacola. That was a divine encounter. So this is a funny story.
All
Rest
right.
in peace to my good brother and my barber, my former barber. His name was Ronnie. He was the owner of Anointed Hands Barbershop over there. I think it's in Allen, not Allentown, but going toward Allentown, but it's in Clinton, I think. But it was Anointed Hands Barbershop. My brother Ronnie, he was also my barber. Um, he knew the writer Tacola of Feathers. So one day I'm in the joint, and this is divine. This is what we talk about divine
Yeah.
connection again. I'm sitting in there getting my hair cut. She walks in, sit down. Him and her talking while I'm sitting in there getting my hair cut. I got my eyes closed, just vibing in the barbershop, music playing, they talking. And I hear her talking about it's just like I don't know. It's like the Holy Spirit made me just tune in. I heard her like, yeah, I got a grant, and I just got this so and so grant, and I'm about to film this movie, and it's a faith-based movie. And it was like everything she was saying, and I'm like, yo, I'm perfect for this movie. Like,
Right.
what? She like, it's a faith-based movie, but it's about reality and what's going on in the community, and it's three stories that come together. And I'm just listening. I'm asking the Lord, like, should I approach? And the Lord told me no. See, this is the importance of being able to have a hearing relationship with God,
Right.
because every open door is not for you to walk through. Every open door is not for you to walk through. You're supposed to walk through the doors that God has intentionally designed for you to walk through, not just because the opportunity presented itself. So I consulted the Lord, like, should I say something? Should I? And I'm geeking too. I'm like, man, I'm finna get on this movie. Shit, it's in the DMV too,
Right.
and all that. And she's naming people and actors that she worked with, and I'm like, I work with all the same people. So I'm like, oh, and the Lord said no. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just be obedient, even though I'm geeking. I'm gonna be obedient and listen to God. And then the more she kept talking, though, and my gut just was like, ooh, like this is meant for me. But God is such a perfect father
Right.
where he teaches us to be obedient, but he also loves the element of surprise. It's
Right.
like when your parents get you a gift, but don't let you open it yet, but you just know it's yours, and you like, what's that?
And
And
you
like,
know it's
don't
something
worry
good.
about that. Don't even worry about that. But you know it's yours. Right then and there, as she's talking more, the Lord said, go ahead, approach her. He finished my head. He said, approach her. So I approached her and was like, hey, how you doing? I'm Tone Butter. I'm an actor and a recording artist. I would love to be a part of your movie. And Ronnie was vouching for me. Look how God worked, man.
Yep.
When it's for you, God will not only make provisions, but he'll bring the support you need. He was vouching for me, like, yeah, Tone in movies and Tone do this. And I'm like, yeah, if you need any music for your movie, I'm down. And she was like, sure. So we was name dropping certain producers and everything that we both work with. Come to find out, guess what? We both was in another movie together and didn't even
Wow.
know it because we wasn't on the same set.
Look at God.
Look at God. We both was in the same one because she was like, yeah, I forgot what movie it was. I think it was could have been Roosevelt Jackson, Residue 2, or I think it was Kazar Coleman. Rest in peace to Kazar Coleman, film producer Kazar Coleman in the DMV. That's my brother. I think it was Kazar Coleman, I believe. But we were both in the same movie. We just wasn't on set at the same time. So when we started talking, and she was like, yeah, I'm in that movie. I was like, for real? She was like, yeah, I play. I was like, oh, we just wasn't there. So that really bonded it. And man, she brought me on, and man, it was a blessing from there, man. That joint doing numbers on Tubi. Tubi
Yeah.
being one of the biggest platforms right now. That joint well over, I think, got hundreds of thousands of streams or something like that on Tubi. It's doing really good. Shout out to all the actors and crew members that's a part of that production. Yeah, man.
So, what you doing? So I know, like, since the movie that you did was pretty much like a uplifting, type of movie. Are
Mhm.
you like actually? Are you just doing those type of movies, or are you just sticking to? Like, because other people, the other Tubi movies, are you just sticking to the ones that you do now?
No. Again, like I say, like I let the Lord lead wherever He want me to do. Whether He give me the approval to do it, that's what I do. If He don't, then I don't. Like, so even Feathers was, even though it's a face-based movie, it still had reality in it.
Yeah.
You got killing, you got gun, you got selling drugs, you got all types of stuff in it, because
Right.
even though it's faith-based, it's reality.
Yeah. True.
Faith-based is actual reality. It's not a really religious movie. It's reality, but
Yeah.
how people got rooted in faith because of reality. You know what
Right.
I mean? So, but I'm also in movies like Detective MJ. I don't know if you've seen that joint, but go watch that joint. That's
All
on
right.
Tubi too. That's the joint I was telling you about the day at the barbershop. Why, like, a lot of smokers like that movie.
All right. I'm gonna check that one out.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it just be whatever the Lord allows me to do. I go just based off of His approval and His denial. That's just how I go off of everything. I approach everything with consulting the Lord first, seeking God first, and if He gives me the approval and the confirmation to do it, then I do it. If He say no, that's not what we doing, then I don't even pay no attention. But that joint, Detective MJ, Our Nation's Capital, it's a crime comedy, not a faith-based movie. So for all the religious people, you might not want to click on that one. But for those who aren't, and for the smokers and everything, you might love that movie.
So check that
It's a
one out.
funny movie. Shout out to my brother. The film director, actor, my brother Smalls, man. Shout out to him. That joint won so many awards. It's not funny. That
Gotcha.
joint won so many awards that it's not funny. You gotta check that joint out. Shout out to my brother too, John Thompson, who's also in the movie. He's a comedian. I don't know if you ever heard of him. You gotta check him out too.
All right.
He's a comedian. He's a famous comedian, well-known comedian. I think he's about to be on The Voice, or I think it's The Voice or something, but he's also in the movie. He's one of my co-stars. Funny dude, hilarious. He's gonna be the one that plays the character Wheels. He's gonna have you cracking up laughing.
All right.
Who else was in it? Uh, I'm trying to think of somebody you might know. Tony, the comedian from here, Tony. I don't know. I can't
I know
think.
what
Is
you're
it?
talking about.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta check that joint out on Tubi. Detective MJ, Our Nation's Capital. Also, it's another movie I'm in that's not a faith-based movie, but it's a great. I think it's more like a crime drama, but
Okay.
the message is it's not necessarily a faith-based movie, but you can kind of put it in that aspect almost. It's called Penance. So
Okay.
shout out to my good brother Thomas Lee. That's my good brother Thomas Lee. That he's the film director and writer for that movie. That's on Tubi as well. It's an awesome movie, awesome talent and actors in that joint. Go check that joint out as well. It's a slew of other movies I'm in too, but I don't even want to mess nothing up right now. So they just gonna have to follow me. I don't want to get the messing names up. I'm like, man, Tone, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? But it's a slew of other movies I'm in as well. But yeah, man, I do a lot of different things. And we're filming our own movies as well right now. I'm in another movie. Shout out to Andre Harris. I'm in another movie called The Battle. That's based off of shout out to the artist, DC artist 9 Millie,
Okay.
who was who the movie was written about him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Um, another movie. I'm not sure if it's out yet, but it's called The Battle, and it's a movie with a great message, written based on the DC artist 9 Millie. Shout out to the writer and film director Andre Harris and everybody, all the cast and crew that was a part of that. Also, I'm in a movie called Black Thunder, which is a war movie. So I'm in a war movie called Black Thunder, written and directed by Dexter Brains. Shout out to actress Tammy Rogers, Shanetta, all the cast and crew who were part of that. That joint is awesome. When that joint dropped, I'm trying to tell you, this joint is crazy. And that was one of the movies that I prayed and asked God about so much, because I'm a big war buff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
both grandfathers was in the war, Vietnam, World War I, World War II. I'm a big war buff ever since I've been little. So war movies, like that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? I always considered myself as a soldier more than I did as a thug and a gangster. I always considered myself as a soldier because I love the camaraderie. You know what I
Right.
mean? Not just the shooting and exploding, but the camaraderie that they had as a band of brothers, that stuck beside each other and fought together and went through hardships together. Just like one of my favorite scriptures, you must endure hardship as a good soldier in Christ. You know what I'm saying? So when that joint dropped, Black Thunder, I even got a song out based off the movie called Black Thunder. So yeah, y'all go check that joint out too. Tone Butter Black Thunder on YouTube and all streaming platforms. You dig?
Hey, yo, your boy is busy, hella busy. Hey, shout out to hey man, keep working, keep
Real
doing your thing,
business.
bro. Hey
Appreciate
yo,
you, bro.
so we on to your other your acting, you rapping and all that. Let's talk about your fashion. So what made you decide to start your own clothing line?
Oh man, hey man, look, shout out to you because this interview is fire because you asking all the right questions. It don't even feel like an interview. That's what I like though. It just feel like two brothers just shoot. You know what I mean? Just
Hey
fellowship and
man,
just kicking it.
I
You know what I'm
appreciate it.
saying? But the fashion, this crazy, right, bro? I wanted to do, I always wanted to have my own clothing line or something one day, but I never really got, and this is the part again, I can't stress this enough of putting your trust in God, because God will do things that you never thought you could do
Yeah,
in
true.
your own, you know what I'm saying? God will open doors that you never even knocked on for you. I wasn't planning on starting the clothing line. I just wanted t-shirts and hats for when I perform at the shows to just get people support and then push the brand, to push the movement. That's all I wanted to do. Some t-shirts when I perform at the shows to sell a little bit of merch to make some money other
Facts.
than what I'm just getting paid at the show. That's all I wanted to do. So happened was people started coming to me like, man, we love the logo. You got any more? You got jeans, you got jackets. And I'm like, whoa. And the Lord, it just took legs of its own. And the Lord was like, overflow. And that's exactly what it was. So it was like, would you want me to go get this stuff? He like, get it. Let's
Get
rock.
it?
You know what I'm saying? And I end up getting, man, everything that they would ask for. You got sweatsuits, you got hoodies with the logo on it. I'm like, nah, not yet, but I'm about to
But
have
I'm
them
gonna
by next week. Don't worry about the place your order. Next thing you know, bro, I have people over in other states and other countries wearing Real Business apparel. I mean, from
that's
United
awesome.
States to UK, India. I have people ordering online from India and other countries, Africa. Like no lies, like ordering Real Business apparel. So I was like, I was mind blown. I never thought that it would have the. I never even thought it would. I didn't know what the heck to expect. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And it just took legs of its own. And I just thank God, I'm just thankful to God. That's why I understand that listening to him is imperative if you really want to win. Listening to the
facts.
voice of God is imperative if you really want to win the right way.
Right. I
Perfectly.
agree.
You know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
drop that link in the messenger chat so I can because my lady she like hoodies as well. So
Oh,
I told
most
her that you
definitely.
I told her you had hoodies and stuff. She's like, oh yeah, so
Oh, most definitely. And
so
shout out to your lady, man. Shout out to your woman. Tell her I truly appreciate the support as well, man.
yeah, because she really feeling your wife.
Oh,
Every time,
real business.
yeah, because
I'm gonna make
we
sure
play
to
the
let her
music.
know too when I go back
She's
in the
like, yo,
booth.
she was like, yo, I love me some Hannah G. I was like, yeah.
Oh, she
She
gonna
said,
love to hear that.
yeah. So she's like, yo, she said, hopefully I can do a song with her. I said,
Oh
yo, I
yeah.
said, yeah.
Yeah,
See,
we could
cause
definitely set that up.
cause she sings
She
as
loves
well.
working with, she loves to network and work with people, especially people who have a heart for God and people who just have, people who are just good spirited. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? People who are just good spirited people, she loves to network and connect with other people. So she's gonna love that. When I let her know,
yeah,
when she see the interview, she gonna gawk at
yeah.
it. She
Cause
gonna definitely be excited.
yeah. So also, before we go further, like this, I want y'all to tune in to Indie Heart. tomorrow on Urban X
Yes,
from
yes.
4 to 8 on Saturday and Sunday. We'll be playing your music as well as your wife's.
Real
We,
business.
we try and get a lot of more independent artists out there to get their music played.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we at right now. So we making moves as well,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get get people heard.
Right. Real
Um,
business.
and I'm just amazed at the people who send stuff, or people that give, like you said, like divine intervention,
Mm-hmm.
alignment. That people like, hey, you want to show because you supported me, I'm gonna give you 5 slots. I was like, what? They like
Yeah,
2 hours.
facts.
They was like, man, you got a lot of music like that you've been getting. I was like, yeah. I said, I don't know what to do with it. And the guy was like, yo, I give you like 5 slots. You do what you got to do, and they don't mess with me.
Right.
Shout out to Lipstick Nation Radio.
Shout
Shout out
out to them.
to Chocolate Lipstick. Shout out to them as well for
Shout
giving
out.
opportunity. I'm also going to shout out Autolus and Urban X for giving me as well a platform to work with my lady on Indie Heart,
Oh,
uh, and also to push indie artists, because I know it's a lot of, I didn't know
mm-hmm.
that there was a lot of talent even in this area and
Oh,
that's
yes.
out there that's like, and I was listening
Yes.
to some stuff. I'm like, yo, we got some fire here in this.
Yes.
Um, I listened to like series, and it's like you give us an hour of
Mm-hmm.
indie music. And I'm like, yo, this is real fire out here.
Yeah,
Why we
facts.
only getting an hour? We
Facts.
like I love Drake, I love Kendrick, but
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like it's more music out there,
Right.
and so I'm just glad to have a platform uh with 2 stations plus one with my lady that we are able to push support
Mm-hmm.
indie artists, and also to give you guys a chance to interview,
Mm-hmm.
because I know that was kind of a thing that I didn't see going on, where artists, because I'm one of them type of people, you doing something, it don't matter if you sing,
Mm-hmm.
like even if I met you, you wasn't a singer, I'd be like, just because you being a community activist, I still want to talk to you. Be like,
Right.
hey, what you
Right.
doing? Because people need to know. I hear that people just think, okay, we just out here singing, we doing whatever, but people are actually out here doing stuff for the community.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
so I see that she was recognized for the Shire Community Partner of the Year. So
Mm-hmm.
tell me how. I know that's real big. So
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean to you?
Well, shout out to my brother DC Gutter too, who's also an artist that's from the DMV area. He's from artist from Washington D.C., but representing the DMV area as
Right.
well. But I was referred by DC Gutter. He referred me and my brother, which is artist Reynald's Peoples. But we had did a event with him for his son. His son tragically lost his life to gun violence in Washington D.C., and they held a community event, on behalf of his name and in honor and tribute to him. And we came out, and to support him, and it always feels good to be acknowledged for doing good, right?
Right.
Uh it Just like we was talking earlier, how you could be doing work and doing the right thing, but sometimes not being acknowledged can get discouraging. So it
Right.
always feels good to get acknowledged for doing good, because people will definitely love to magnify when you're doing wrong.
Facts.
So when you're doing the wrong thing, people love to sit there and throw the fingers and magnify your name and maximize it. But to get that award, it was a blessing, because like I said, it's just a blessing to be acknowledged. It lets you know that uh uh I am doing the right thing,
Yeah.
and it motivates you to keep doing the right thing. That don't think that your good deeds or your good works are done in vain.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, people actually see you and people appreciate it. Because that can be a thing too. You could be doing the right thing in the community or doing something positive, and when you don't feel appreciated, that can also make you feel discouraged or make you kind of decrease in wanting to do it as much. But when you're doing it for all the right reasons, You know what I mean? Your discouragement is minimal when you're doing it for all the right reasons and for people to acknowledge that they appreciate the works that you're doing in the community or serving in whatever lane or atmosphere that you're in. So yeah, it means a lot. And it also lets me know that God sees me and that God is pleased, with my service, with my acts of service. So yeah, it definitely means a lot. And shout out to them. Shout out to Sister Tiffany. I think her name is Tiffany Sunshine Brown. I'm sorry if I messed your name up, but I truly appreciate the award as community partner. Uh, like I said, it's a blessing, man. I take it with thanks and just gratefulness and humility. I'm just thankful. Just thankful to be seen, thankful to be acknowledged. You know what I mean? And because we don't do it for the awards.
Right.
You know what I mean? We do it because it's what's right. We do it because I do it because at one time I was a menace to my community, but now I'm able to be in service and give back to the communities that I once was a problem to. I'm able to
Yeah.
be a solution. So that's what we do it for, and it's big when you acknowledge, when people say I see you and thank you and we appreciate it. It feels very good. It feels very good. It's good to my soul.
I'm glad to hear that. And like I told you, like before, just coming out there to the barbershop a couple weeks ago, just to
Hmm.
see what you guys are doing is amazing thing because a lot of people just want the accolades of the awards for the music,
Right.
but there's more to the music. There's more than music. There's people out here who's going through things. There's people who's dealing with situations that just want somebody to say, "Hey, I'm there with you."
Right. Right.
And sometimes people look, "Oh, you're a musician and you're doing things like this." I want to shout out my guy Fawn Dockery out in North Carolina. Similar situation. He lost his daughter to
Mm.
gun
My
violence.
condolences. My condolences.
And so he's been an activist down in North Carolina trying to get laws passed that
Hmm.
require if you have a gun to have it in a lockbox.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
so he's
Understandable.
been so he's been fighting that for about a year, but he's
Hmm.
still in the fight for his daughter.
Right.
So it's like I never, like I said, I never lost anybody, but I have a daughter.
Hmm.
So to not see her because of something like that, made me want to just help because of the situation. Sometimes people ask, "You ain't lose nobody, so why you helping?" I'm like, it's because it's not about me. It's
Right.
people
Because I
out
have
there.
compassion. It's
Right. And so
compassion.
I've had that question asked like, why are you helping? Like you haven't, have you lost anybody? I said, no, I haven't. I said I've lost, grandparents, stuff like that, but never like a family member that was like close blood,
Right.
So to
That just
see
goes to show
parents,
your heart, though, man.
yeah,
For you to not even that you still sympathize with it, even though that's not your situation. Because we live in a world today where everybody is for self. If it ain't got nothing to do with me, then
I don't
I
want
ain't
to do it.
worried about it. I ain't, you know what I mean? And I think that's what today we really need. We need people like you. We need people that has more compassion and that's not all about self and well, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't, because everybody has. It's funny because many may have that mindset until it happens to them.
Right.
And then now they're looking for people like you to support and get behind them. You know what I mean? When they
Right.
go through it themselves. You know what I mean? But compassion, the compassion that we lack today is a scary thing where
Yep.
everybody is just thinking about self. So now I commend you, brother, in everything that you're doing. And I
Yeah.
pray that you,
Same with you.
keep that same heart and don't let the world harden your heart for no reason at all.
Yeah, true that. Same and same with you because because I had to realize even when you do stuff
Mm-hmm.
and because yours is more magnified
Mm-hmm.
than somebody else's, but y'all both can do the same thing.
Right.
I'm going to try to like sabotage what you're doing,
Yeah,
but
that's
you're doing the
crazy.
same thing I'm doing.
Right.
So it should be like, hey, let's come together for a cause.
Right.
You got
Exactly.
you got a platform. yours might be bigger than mine, but all right, let's work together
Right.
and make something big, and do what we got to do. But it's like people like if you doing it and it's looking a little bigger than what I'm
They
doing, like
looking at it like it's competition.
yeah, it ain't.
You
And
don't
like
have to put somebody else's light out to shine brighter. And
yeah,
if you,
true,
with the right mindset, which is why people need relationships with God, with the right mindset, if we come together, whether if your light isn't as bright as the next person's, if you connect with that light, then you will shine brighter.
right?
But
Amen.
people look at it like they need to diminish your light so people could look over here. That's not how you shine.
True.
That's gonna
So
make people turned off.
yep. So as we close, because we could probably do this all night.
Facts,
Uh,
facts,
but I know
facts.
you're a busy man and all that. You got So I want to know, who was it? I think it was your wife said not to use
Hmm.
fans but supporters. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna be like, where can your supporters follow and support you
My wife
on
said
multiple?
that.
Yeah, because I said fans and she's like, nah, it's supporters. So I
Facts.
said,
That's
so
how
where
we
can
do.
your supporters follow and pretty much support what y'all doing?
So YouTube. If you want to see any of our music videos, uh, of any of our music, interviews, even like this one, go to our YouTube page. You could type in for me, Tone Butter, ToneButta. I'm also on Facebook, Antonio Joseph Smith. Uh, parentheses Tone Butter. Follow me if I'm at the max. Just shoot me a message. Let me know that you know what I'm saying, that you connecting. I show love. I always show love. I love to show love. So, always come with love and I'm gonna show you love. You come with something else, and the last thing you gonna understand, don't let this suit fool you. But anyway, anyways, I'm on IG at the real Tone Butter. ToneButta, the real Tone Butter. I'm on TikTok, the real Tone Butter. You could Google me, ToneButta, Tone Butter. If you see Real Business Music, Real Business Ministries, Real Business Business, anything, that's us. That's the family, Real Business. Because I also wanted to state that as well. We all are ministers. Also,
All right,
we all are devoted ministers, so it's just that our ministries may look different than the typical religious tradition. You know what I mean?
got you.
But this is our ministry.
So you want to give any shout outs? Hey,
Man.
so before you give your shout outs, yours gotta be a little longer than Fernand's Peoples though, because
I
he had a
got you.
book of people he shot. So
I got you, man. First of all, first and foremost, shout out to God, man. Shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, man. Shout out to the Holy Spirit, man. Because without God, none of this would be happening. None of it. Shout out to my wife, the wife that the Lord gave me, who is really a powerhouse behind a lot of the things we do, from the visuals to the graphics to even the songs you hear, the engineering. Shout out to my wife, man. Shout out to my brother in Christ, Reynald's Peoples, who out here doing this thing and blazing it up in the name of the Lord. Shout out to the whole Real Business Music family. Shout out to the whole DMV, and everybody that's doing their thing, who doing the right thing.
right,
For those who are not doing the right thing, I just pray and I urge you to get on the right path, because if you do bad, then bad will follow you. You do wrong things, the wrong thing will follow you. Rest in peace to Pluck Johnson, who was also an artist from DC. I got that statement from him. You do the wrong thing, the wrong things will follow you. You know what I
yep,
mean? Shout out to Pusha Independent Radio Show and my dog Adrian. Shout out to Indie Heart Radio. You did, and everything that's powering and backing them up. You know what I'm saying? Real business, man. And shout out to all this new music, and shout out to my family. Also, shout out to my family, to all of our supporters. We appreciate you. We appreciate every supporter, whether if I never met you before, whether if I don't even know that you supported me. Shout out to you. We thank you, because what we're doing, your support means so much, and it's just as important as what we're doing, because you help push us and keep us going, and magnify our ministry so that we can get it out and impact the people. So shout out to our supporters, man, and shout out to everybody on this independent grind. It's not easy. I know it ain't easy, but consistency and alignment with God is how you will win for certain. For certain. So if you know you got something, if you know you got a gift or you got a talent, stop sitting on it. You got to be consistent. Don't get mad at somebody else who might not have a good message, the good message that you have, or the great talent you have, because they out here winning. You know what I'm saying? You get on your job and do what you got to do, because you got a lot of people that's cursing others because of the music or whatever they doing with what they got isn't good, and they may be sharing the wrong messages. If you got a good message, then get out here and put it out, because you don't have to curse the darkness for you to be a light. Let them say and do what they doing. Get on your job, do what you do, so that an audience can see the light. Of course, they'll be attracted to things that may be dark, or, that doesn't have substance, if it's more of that out here. So for you people, all of you who's sitting on your talents, this is a word of confirmation to get up and get the job done. Do your thing. Do your thing. Real business, man. Real
Hey man,
business.
if I had an organ right now and I could put it in a Kia C,
Real
and
business, man.
I love it, man. Hey yo, so I'm gonna give a big shout out to my guest tonight, Tone Butter, representing the DMV.
Real business.
Artist, actor, activist, fashion designer, and poet. Hey, my man is doing it all, representing all cultures the right way. Continue to do what you're doing, and don't let nobody deter you from what you're doing. Because
Real business.
you're doing real big stuff, and then people can derail what they see you doing. They
To
definitely
God
gonna
be the
try.
glory, brother. To God be the
And
glory.
so, and please make sure to follow and support everything that Tone Butter, uh, the Real Business Music
Real
Group.
business music.
Make sure you follow, support everything they're doing, because they're doing big things,
Yes,
and
yes,
be on the lookout for any new music, new projects. You've
yes,
been tuned in with your boy AD from Indie Heart Pusher Independent Radio Show.
yes,
I'm your host AD, where we bring y'all the dopest hits, music, interviews, songs, all of it. We doing it. Until next time, keep pushing independent music, y'all.
real
One love.
business. One more, hold up, one more thing.
All right.
I got a project. I got another album I'm about to release called Give 'em the Blues. We're about to drop it. I'm about to drop it on Even Biz. I'm taking a page out of Russell, out of his playbook. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop this project on Even Biz. It's gonna be a pay what you want drink, direct to consumer. So I'm gonna be able to share it with everybody, all of the supporters, and you could pay whatever you want for it. At the minimum being $1, pay whatever you want for it. It's called Give 'em the Blues. You really, if you love the blues and you love hip hop, I'm telling you, you're gonna love this album straight up, real business. And my wife also has an album coming out, Beauty and Pain. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And she got a slew of Caribbean Afrobeat style songs coming out as well. We about to drop a video of hers tonight. So y'all lock in and tune in. You know what I'm saying? We dropping another song by Nas Peoples called Don't Wake Me Up tonight. So y'all lock in and tune in, man. We dropping bombs. Real
Oh,
big.
hold on, bro. How you gonna come out here and you ain't bring these videos? Hey, yo, I gotta bring y'all back, right? I'm gonna
Real
bring y'all
business.
back for
Hey, look,
all y'all together.
we family. Let's do it.
Facts.
We family.
So so I can let my lady know when is wifey's EP coming out.
So her EP is coming out soon, maybe in like a month, because she dropping some other projects right now. Like I said, we
Okay.
releasing her video tonight called God Knows. Tonight, matter of fact, once I get off of here, just be looking because we about to drop that joint. She has another album that's already out called Dreams and Visions. So
Yeah.
the Beauty and Pain is going to kind of be sort of a sequel from that joint. It's a real neo soul type vibe, R&B. The joint is fire. But she has some videos and some more. She actually has some more singles for that project that she's about to drop from Dreams and Visions before she releases Beauty and Pain. So be on the lookout for that joint. And
So
yeah,
check this
man.
out. Well, we got what we're gonna do going forward because this is something I added as well.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna start doing music drops, and so
Okay.
what I'm gonna come back is when you let me know when y'all about to drop your music, then I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
bring y'all back, and then we're gonna do like a little review, and
Let's
then
do it.
so like they can hear like
Let's do
what
it.
y'all got going on. So
Look,
that's what.
even if you wanted to do a segment where you pick a song and have me break down the bars, we could do that too.
Hey, yo, we can do it all. I mean,
Let's do
we
it.
ain't no problem. But like,
You hear me?
y'all dropping music, so I'm introducing Pusha, indie Pusha music drop. So
Real
anytime you
business.
drop some newish, send that. We gonna be in the joint.
Right.
Y'all come back. We gonna play it. Y'all
Uh-huh.
can talk. Then we talk about the songs,
Mm-hmm.
and then we gonna do it like that.
Most
So
definitely.
that's another service that I'm offering to people as well.
Let's do it. I'm with you. We locked in, fam. Let's do it, man.
All right,
Let's do
bro.
it. We locked in. We locked in, man. And don't forget too to watch that movie Detective MJ tonight too. Shout out to my brother, shout out to my brother Moore Small, the film director. That's my dog, man. Check that joint out. Give me your feedback on that as well. And
All
also
right.
be on the lookout for our own movie, God Got Me, coming soon. Real business entertainment, real business films. We dropping our first film this year.
Look at
Give us
y'all.
a few more months. We just putting the final touches to it, but y'all gonna be blessed by this. Real business.
I see y'all, man. Y'all working, man.
To God be the glory, man. Look,
Amen.
when God flow, you just flow with him. You
That's how I
can't
feel, man.
lose.
Even with these interviews, man, man, I'm like, people like, hey, I want to interview. I'm like, man, I'm like busy all month, but like, if it's for y'all, if y'all drop some next month, then I can make a date and time.
Oh,
So,
look, let's do it. Let's do
all
it. Matter
right,
of fact, we gonna jump on that ASAP.
all right, bet. Let's do that.
Yeah,
All right, man. I'm looking forward to the video.
most
Y'all keep
definitely.
working. I'm always supporting. Appreciate y'all support, and we're gonna keep it pushing, man.
We
One
gonna
love.
keep it pushing, pushing independent. I gotta go cook this chicken and pork chops, man. I'ma holler at you later.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, man.